This is a public meeting of the Denham Springs City Council Finance Committee being held on April 27th, 2026, at 4 p.m. in the courtroom of the municipal building, 116 North Range Avenue in Denham Springs. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Yes. Dugas, Gilbert,
Here.
Liam Williams, Poole,
Here.
Wesley.
Here. And Ms. Lynn Williams,
Here.
you guys are entering the building now.
So here.
Here.
Oh, got it.
Next time, go great for fun with the next one. That's okay. Great for fun. And maybe some Swiss. Like he's putting in a special order for next time. All they say is all right.
We're all set.
All
All right. Item 1, approved finance meeting of April 28th, 2025. Remember that?
Motion to approve.
Motion
Second.
approved by Lynn Williams, seconded by Dugas.
Dugas, Gilbert,
Yes.
Liam Williams. Yes. Poole,
Yes.
Wesley.
Yes. Item 2, discuss the amended budget for fiscal year July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, and the consolidated budget for fiscal year July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. And just a matter of clarification, we normally discuss these together, unless you want to do them separately. Okay. All right.
I don't want to do them separately.
What's that? You don't want to do them separately?
Well, if you don't, we don't.
So I'm gonna give the floor over to Michelle and ask her to start this off and tell us where we are with the budget for present year and coming year.
Okay, there's some, citywide items that we'll go over that, you'll find throughout the entire budget document. There is in next year's budget, the 27 budget, a 3% cost of living that's included. Our Blue Cross premiums citywide are currently proposed to go up 12.5%, which in dollars is roughly $200,000. We are meeting with them on Wednesday to try and maybe talk about some plan changes or some different ways to bring those premiums down a bit. The MERS retirement went down. Actually, all 3 retirements dropped in this upcoming year. MERS is going down to 12.5% from its current rate of 13.5%. Firefighter retirement is going down to 32% from its current rate of 33.25%. And police retirement is going down to 29.35% from its current rate of 33.475%.
Michelle, I'm sorry, could you repeat the fireman one, please?
Sure. It's going to 32%. Its current rate is 33.25%.
Thank you.
I never thought we'd see the day where both of them would go down.
All 3
Or, yeah, all 3 actually, yeah. But primarily police and fire.
Yeah. You don't know, I don't know if we've discussed that, what the monetarily what that means.
I do. So for police, at 33.475%, the retirement dollars were roughly $675,000. At 29.35%, they're $560,000. So that's a little over $100,000. For firefighters at 33.25%, their dollars were roughly $570,000, and at 32.25%, maybe that's just a wrong number. At 32%, it's roughly 514,000.
Sounds like you just made up for the insurance, increase.
Close, but not quite.
And then MERS is the,
And then MERS,
1% drop.
yeah, so that's just, I don't have that one. I can probably some part of it.
Okay. And then on the good news to the bad news, the CPI for the utilities.
Yeah, the CPI that's in the budget document is 2.5%, which is what it was running earlier in the year. March's CPI is 3.3%. I don't intend to change the budget document for that, but we will increase the utility rates to what the actual CPI in April is. We use April's number for the ordinance.
Any questions for Michelle about those? Anything else, Michelle?
The rest of the stuff we can talk to as we get to it.
All right, so we'll start on page 1. Like we normally do, we'll just, unless there is a major change in something, we won't discuss line by line. Because I wouldn't punish anybody that way.
Even though
Or two.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start out with the general fund, revenue, the ad valorem tax, the adopted budget's $375,000, and you're pretty firm that that's about where we're gonna be. So no change there. Proposed budget for next year is the same. We actually hope it's more than that when it's all said and done, but it's good. It's about a $200,000 difference in the city sales tax, about $200,000 sales tax difference there. So that's good news. Chain store tax is better than what we had anticipated. Alcohol beverage tax is a little better.
No.
No,
Worse.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what that was doing.
Past that.
And we followed up with the state on that, and those are correct numbers. We were concerned that there was a problem with their calculation because it's going down quarter by quarter. They confirmed that those numbers are correct.
People drinking, I guess.
No.
it's a big change.
It is.
Percentage wise,
So
it's
what-
huge.
When we call the state and ask them, like, we just say, hey, are y'all's numbers, reporting numbers down, or like, how do we?
Jordan contacted them, so I'll let her talk to them.
So I emailed them just to ask, like, if there was how it was calculated, basically, like if there was a portion that we weren't qualified for or something. And she just emailed me back and said that everything on their end is right. It's all calculated right and qualified for the same amount for everything. So I said, so basically, because I talk in plain terms, I said, so basically, we're just a more sober city. And she was like, the calculations are correct. She doesn't talk in plain terms.
So we don't know if the state sales taxes are down for the state.
Well,
That's the alcohol beverage tax.
Well, that's what I meant, I'm sorry.
So this is a tax that's paid by,
It's probably paid by the
Just-
retailers, you think?
that's what I'm saying, like, is it when we go into the stores? Like, this is the one where, like, if you just go in the grocery store and buy beer, and it's sent to them through that.
yes, and I believe restaurants too.
Yeah.
Anyone who sells alcohol reports their sales to the state, and we get a portion, I think it's like $1.50 per certain gallons or something. We get a portion of that.
So for restaurants that go out of business and serve alcohol, that would be a loss there. And any convenience stores or whatever that aren't selling. Okay, utilities franchise tax is, compared, to what it was adopted, it's gonna be up about 25,000 projected. So that's good. Cable TV franchise tax, is about $10,000 less than what was projected. And then the gaming tax is, up about 35,000.
So we're drinking less and gambling more.
Interesting.
Can't do both.
Everybody's gotta go somewhere, right? Yeah, get for the boat.
Yeah, I think they go somewhere.
That's
And
right.
I think it's interesting that the servers and sellers permits are down $1,000.
Again,
Well, and you look at that compared to the alcohol sales too, so there's maybe a correlation there.
I just think that correlation is we don't enforce it
That we don't enforce
in the
it.
city.
Can't
I mean,
do that.
I hate to say it, but I believe that's that.
Inspection department permits are down about 25,000. And then the only other thing is the planning and zoning fees were down. I think we're down about $1,000. Rick, we just don't have as much building going on this year. I don't know.
It's, yeah, I mean, our two subdivisions are mostly built. We don't have a whole lot of property to,
Build on.
Maybe we should look at fixing that.
we go to the
We just
people that voted in.
All right, moving along here before we get ourselves in trouble. Fines, Ward 2 court fines are down about $10,000. And Michelle and I discussed that. Police action's still about the same, so
Mhm.
it's just not as much being collected there. And the prosecutor general opt fund, I don't even know what that is.
That's the pretrial intervention money.
Oh, okay, I should know that. And so that's up about $10,000.
So they just switched buckets.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah.
Okay. Interest income is better, $290,000 better, that's good. Our animal adoption fees are down about $2,000, that's not good. And then the right-of-way maintenance fees for the UTV contract, $13,225, $525 difference there. So our total fee revenue is up, so. Okay, any questions on any of that? We're just moving right along here. Okay, so on the other federal grants, this FMA grant, these are the homes that are being raised. There's 3 homes from 2022 and 1 from 2026 for next, that's for next year, right?
Well, the entire grant is from 2022, but 3 homes participated in this current year, and the last one will participate next year.
Next year. FEMA reimbursements, 42,000 for this year, had not been budgeted or planned for. Of course, that won't happen next year.
Those are still monies we're collecting from the flood.
Why does it take 10 years to get all of our
Call your friend at FEMA.
What a mess.
Well, she said that one fast, huh?
money? She's good at it. Usually I just say yes, ma'am.
Good answer.
And then you can just see the difference of some of the grants, that we didn't have anything for the budget, and those come in for this year, and then they'll drop off next year. So if you want to look at those, if you have any questions about any of those. You want to talk about that animal shelter grant? You can say anything about that?
That was a look at grant that they got. They renovated, was it the dog run area?
Dog run.
Put new roofs on, upgraded put coating on the concrete floors.
Fines are running about the same for animal control. We flip over. Not much else. Until we drop down to miscellaneous income there. And that's
So for for 2026, that's the 51.5 opioid settlement money that Rodney got. And then, a small amount for $26,000 related to some LWI property acquisitions. And And then the amount that's in next year is an anticipated opioid contribution.
You'll get it again?
According to Rodney, we could get it for up to 20 years.
Any questions about that? Moving right along, page 6. Basically illustration here. Each, as you see at the top, in the salaries and wages, 3% COLA is built in each of those. Yeah. I'll just leave it. The health insurance is, we'll see this in every one, basically they're all about the same.
Yes.
The wellness program, we're talking about adding a skin cancer screening for the health fair. So that was about $2,500 more, but I think that's a pretty important thing for our employees, especially our employees who work outside a lot, to get screened. So I think it's worth that investment.
I think we're finally getting more and more participation from our employees for the health fair that we have every year.
Yes.
And,
Well, with those things, they're gonna save you healthcare costs down the line anyway.
that was the whole thought from the very
Yeah.
beginning, so we've been very fortunate. We're getting close to 50% participation.
Valerie would have those numbers.
Okay. It's hard to get the guys to come.
Yeah.
She's all about to come, but okay.
All right, page 7. Not a whole lot of changes there. The computer equipment software, we budgeted for that, and that was not spent. And I don't know why it was not spent. Do you know why it was not spent?
No. I think that was for, scanning software, at least partially for scanning software. It may have included some computers as well, but we didn't move forward with that purchase, probably because we didn't have enough money budgeted. But if you look at these sheets, Jeff, these are the details for that section.
Yeah, that way.
So you'll have one for
Yeah.
26 and one for 27.
I had those right in front of me. Everybody got what she's talking about.
So just one more thing on the, before we get too far away from Blue Cross Blue Shield, we did not have a really good response from the insurance industry on quoting us for health insurance. The 12.5% increase is because we have a few employees that are ill. We got some expensive bills.
Yeah,
And that's what
claims
drives your
paid
cost
were roughly 99% of the premiums we paid.
So insurance is just like any other business, dollars in, dollars out. And if they don't make their spread, then you have to come back and adjust, and that's what we are, so.
Pages if you have them. Anything else on page 7?
The bottom part, that insurance section, we've not received any quotes yet for next year. Thing is working on getting those in. So those are just estimates that you see right there.
Page 8. Under land acquisitions, that's the River Road. Acquisitions around Spring Park there is what the 28,000 is for.
And then at the bottom, the attorney fees, those are not related to Mr. C. That was an error from me.
Page 9. And this membership fees and education and training, This was new software.
Well, there were items that were being recorded here that were actually software related. There were also some items when we get further down in, I believe they were in equipment repairs that were software related. So what we did was to kind of clean all that up, put them in software where they belong. So you'll see those accounts move a little bit. And that's also citywide, that wasn't just in administration.
And then under uniforms, there's a little bit of an increase there for the new mayor and council coming in, getting their shirts. Storage building down under Christmas decorations, the next thing. Storage unit for storing the Christmas decorations, which we've talked about a couple of different things if you want.
Right, currently on the capital budget, there is $9,000 to purchase a prefabricated building, to start moving some of that stuff out of these storage units. If we purchase that, then these costs will be reduced somewhat. And the plan is next year to get a second storage building and move the rest of the items out.
Where are the storage buildings gonna go?
On Bowman Street, where George's office used to be, there's already concrete pads there.
Okay.
Page 10. And this is utilities, and Michelle is going to split the cost between administration and utility funds. So it'll be a 75% paid by the administrative side, and then 25% will be the utility fund paying for the utilities cost here in the other city buildings as well. Page 13 is the cemetery, and we still budgeted a 3% increase for these folks that take care of the cemetery. And I don't think they've ever taken that 3% that we budgeted for as long as we've done that, but we keep doing that every year. So
They're still being paid the same rate they were in 2016.
money's out there, if they decide they want to do it, take it. Page 14, not much of a change there. Page 15, this is Dale, and this is 3% budgeted for him, and we are going to give him that increase. Okay. Page 16, and it's the same thing as salaries and payroll that we talked about with everybody else. And with page 17, the engineering fees, and Rick might want to talk about that a little bit. This is to assist him with floodplain management.
That's the QES stuff.
No, okay, so with our floodplain management, there's the CRS aspect, CRS Community Rating System. That is, there's a manual that's about this thick for the community rating system. There's a manual that's about half that thick that tells you how to work the manual that's this thick. It's very labor intensive, right? There's a lot that's involved with it. Specifically, what we want to use QES for is we have what's called our RL, SRL, our repetitive loss, severe repetitive loss list. About 270 properties on it. There are properties that have been mitigated. There are properties that have been demolished. There are properties that need to come off of that list, so we have an accurate assessment. There are properties on that list that aren't even in the city, but it's taking the time to do that, and you have to fill out a form for each and every one of the properties, and that gets emailed in so that it gets manually taken off through there. It's just assistance, it's labor, it's the help that they'll do. Similar to what we did a couple of years ago when we requalified for the CRS, and we actually went from an 8 down to a 7. We utilized QES, and again, that was utilizing Jeanette specifically because of her familiarity with the CRS program. There's a not to exceed 10. I think she may have bumped it down a little bit, or there was threat of slashing something. I don't know, but I don't
That was
foresee it.
still 10.
It was the other one that was that, so, I don't see us coming close to that number, but I didn't wanna be limited, by something and then have to worry about exceeding or finding it somewhere else in the budget.
Right.
Mhm.
Any questions about that?
No.
All right, page 18. Here, education. These are reclassified.
That's some of those computer fees that we paid last.
Computer fees, right. 19, nothing really different there. 20, we go back to salaries and same thing with the other department. And 21, so. Page 22 is at Castle.
Cassell.
Huh?
Cassell, that's the software we
Cassell.
use, citywide, we use that.
24 is Ward 2. Can you ever talk about some of those in Ward 2?
Schumate requested an additional $25,000 beginning next year, every year. So that is in the budget for y'all to consider. And the court requested an additional $10,000 funding annually. They're having some budget shortfalls that they're trying to make up. So they've asked us to assist with that.
And they're going to the parish as well, right?
I don't
I
know
know that, okay. I know last time I asked, they did.
that. Marshall's office did a little bit back. They weren't very successful, but, they did get a little something.
So, do I have any opinions about raising their office for 25,000 for the marshal's office, 10,000 for the court? Agreement, disagreement?
I don't have any serious reservations. We did talk at one time about seems like it was maybe a automobile damage deductible that
That's
wasn't.
in
Yes.
the
Is that in
26
this?
budget.
So it's not in addition to this?
It's in, well, yeah, it's included in the 26 budget. That's why that number went up.
Okay.
But going forward, they're just requesting a flat 25 a year.
Yeah, okay.
Any other discussion about it?
I think you want to.
Huh?
Is there something you want to say?
No, I'm not just
Oh,
opening it up.
They operate a pretty tight budget. I think he does a good job. Did he mention anything in particular as far as what he's asking for the advance for?
No, I think, it's just like everything else, costs are going up.
Mhm.
We gotta cover those costs.
Well, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright. Okay, then we'll move on here. 26 to page 27. Same, this is animal control, and these are salaries, payroll costs. 28 to 29. Anything major on either of those? Michelle, that, vehicle purchase, 42,911.
Yeah, that's a new van they received.
Next year. 29, nothing, any major. That's good. And 30, 31. Right, fire department, 32. Salary and benefits. Communication expense is gonna be a little higher for the following year, following budget. Do we know why that is? $8,000 increase?
I don't remember, but I can look into it.
Must be new radios, huh?
Page 33 at the top.
Is this a,
600 days out.
If you want to talk about the truck. The fire truck.
So we ordered, I'm looking at the proposed 26 amended column right now. We ordered roughly 300 or so days ago the fire truck that we finally received this year. So that's the 675 you're looking at. They're in need of another truck to replace a used one we purchased after the flood. That truck only has, I think Richard said, a 400-gallon tank, and we need something larger. So that's the 685 that they're hoping to get, so that they can replace that used truck.
Are we gonna keep that used truck?
No.
On the road?
Is that in here somewhere?
Yes.
I will say Richard's done a good job. We asked him to go out and do some search for a standardized fire truck as opposed to a custom-made truck, which is what we're buying. The cost was significant.
Absolutely.
$150,000 less, I believe.
So we got that truck, and it was, since it is standard, it's pretty much on the line.
Yeah.
To use it better, and so we were able to get rid of it. So we're gonna continue going down that path.
These pretty wheels and bells and whistles don't fight fire. You need something that's functional. And it's,
So the new ones, I think I went out and saw it here a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
it is. It's a nice machine.
On the fire department, and I guess, well, and this, and I know we're not to the police department yet, but looking at salaries, I know they get the 3%, you know, COLA, is there, I know we have the hotel tax money, is any of that included with this, or for next year, or are we addressing any of that? Or is
We're
it
gonna
already-
discuss
We're
that.
gonna
in a
discuss
minute.
that when we
Okay.
get.
Okay, I didn't know, yeah, that's, I didn't know. Okay, thank you.
We definitely gonna talk.
Yeah, I just didn't know if I was supposed to be seeing, yeah.
Would it be easier for you all if we went through these pages first?
Probably.
Probably.
I think so.
I think so.
Sometimes I see it at the end, I'm like, well,
I'm trying to flip back
Yeah,
and
I'm
forth.
trying to flip back and forth, and I
Yeah.
feel like I'm getting lost, and,
Probably would be.
yeah.
So, if you want to put the 25, 26 next to the 26, 27, gun animal control, fire department, basically you can see the CPR machine and the nozzle this last budget year. And then for this coming year, the fire truck we've talked about, they need to replace the iPads, some nozzles, high performance nozzles. And it looks like a radio, is that just one radio? If it is, it's gotta be a base radio, that price, I hope. I still don't know if that
We'll
works.
get clarification.
Cascade system, gotta replace $60,000. Outdated hoses, you don't want outdated hoses. Nothing worse than having a kink in your fire hose.
Can you imagine the hose explode?
Let's sell those to water.
The fan, and they want to replace some furniture at Station 3. Okay. All right, so police department, any questions about fire department before we move to the police department?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go through the equipment first, and then we'll go back and talk about they've gotten their radios and their evidence reconstruction software. He's got one modified reconstructions, is that right?
I don't know.
I think he's got one and he wanted a second one, if I remember right.
Tell me for the police department?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, we're working on something there.
and we definitely need
Yeah.
a reconstructionist. And the surveillance system definitely needed to be replaced. That system was old and outdated. We got a Kawasaki UTV from the opioid settlement, and they had 5 vehicles that they replaced. So for this coming year, they need to replace some of those Dell laptop computers and the crash data software. They want 2 drones, 3 LiDAR units, which are the radar units, and then 4 pursuit vehicles. And they're going with Fords, right?
Yes.
Stay good. Any questions about that?
I think that's for the last 12 years, we have worked really hard to make sure that our police department has the proper equipment.
Absolutely.
And it's really paid off, except for the towers.
Yeah.
Because the towers heat up engines like crazy,
Yeah.
so we got away from those, going strictly to Fords. So, but yeah, thank y'all for
And
your
I was really surprised, talking to some of the officers about, I thought that the Explorers might be too small, but they seem to like them.
Yes, I know.
Probably fine.
Yeah, that was a comment they wrote again. They just said, suck it up, better go get in there. And they found out they have a lot more room than they thought.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do.
I was
They probably
really
drive a
surprised
little
with
better.
their answers. when
Yeah.
I asked
Probably
them
respond
about
better.
These newer Explorers, they're wider, and roomier than their previous version.
that.
How much do you know about those drones?
I don't know anything about the drones.
$7,500 is a tremendous amount of money for a drone. I'm just curious if it's just
Their
video
commercials.
surveillance.
Their commercials on drones. I suspect that those drones connect to that, accident reconstruction software.
That's what I'm saying, I think it's the software.
So the ones I've seen, I don't know if that's one, I wish they were here, but, the ones I've seen that connect with that reconstruction software, they can actually hover over the accident scene, so you can clear that interstate highway or whatever it is, and get your measurements using that drone, so you can stop that traffic.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's what he's got, or not. That's just what I've seen, so I'm not sure.
I would be interested in knowing that, if it was the same. Because if not, then I'm kind of like, well, how much is the one to do that? Yeah. Yeah.
Any other questions about any of that? Okay, so now let's get down to the nitty gritty of the hotel tax.
Okay.
Michelle and I talked about that the other day. And,
There's actually a section, the hot pink section, all the way in the back.
There's not. Oh, like all of them.
Very last thing for June.
Page 96, there.
So the hotel tax money is not coming in at what we thought it would. And this is what I'm looking at. Y'all get this every month, I believe.
Right.
And I've been putting these averages at the bottom. So if you look at the average of the last 3 months we've collected, we're getting about $37,000 a month. If you look at the average of the last 6 months, it's 43,000. And the last 11 months, which is the whole period that the tax has been in effect, it's 46,000. So we're steadily going down right now. So for next year, we did not budget any additional monies from the tax for police or fire pay raises because we just don't have the money. I talked to both department heads, they understand, they see these same numbers that y'all see. And we've discussed if numbers start trending upward, then we'll just come to y'all for a budget amendment at that point and do something then. Working with the numbers that we have in the budget, we took the midpoint between the 3-month and the 6-month average and used that to budget our revenue. left. The 3% cost of living does slightly impact the salaries in the fund, the hotel tax fund, simply because you're increasing both sets of numbers. So the way that we calculate what we book in the hotel tax fund is their original pay and their pay after we made the hotel tax adjustments. The difference is what goes into the hotel tax fund. So whenever we give a cost of living increase, we're doing 3%. The beginning number goes up by 3%. The new number goes up by 3%, and you still take the difference. So there's a few $1,000 impact in the hotel tax fund related to cost of living, if that makes sense. So after we run all those numbers through, we correct the revenue, we run the cost of living through. The fire department has about $50,000, both of them actually have about $50,000 that's not being spent. So we'll just roll that into their fund reserve, and figure out what to do with it once that builds up to some certain number. I don't even know what that would be at this point.
They're getting the money from the raise they got last year.
Absolutely.
This is just.
Well, they're not
above
getting
that.
the additional.
They're not getting the additional. So that's gonna fund that every year, what they've already got.
Exactly.
So the additional would have to be an additional increase in
Right.
the hotel tax. Any questions? Nothing?
When was the first month that we collected the hotel?
April 2025.
April 25.
And then for the first, April to November, April to October, we took all that money and set it in as reserves. We didn't spend any of it, so that we could build up a cushion in case something catastrophic happened. We would have that to fall back on. We implemented the increases related to the hotel tax in November of 25, and they think it makes sense.
All right, so the budgeted 238,920 is just that divided by 6 would give you that monthly number you're talking about? Roughly 40,000 a month, is that right?
Say that again?
So if you look at, well, actually it's twice that, because that's,
Half is fire, half is police.
say,
Give me this number, what?
that divided by 6. Yeah,
477.
okay, so it'd be twice that, it's almost 80,000. And what's the greatest number that's been?
The highest that it has been in November, or October, it was $56,000.
And what's the smallest?
In February of 26, so that's January 26, it was 35,000.
Has hotel occupancy trended down? Or we're just not collecting what we thought we were going to? Or do you know the answer to that?
I don't know the answer to that. We can get very limited information from the school board.
Yeah.
It's
If any.
it's all top secret for sure.
Sounds like it.
Honestly,
So
I
obviously
feel like
we're-
it's kind of the trend of hospitality. I don't think it's necessarily, I mean, we wouldn't have the numbers from, we only have 11 months number, but when you look at restaurants, that's about right. I mean, you trend up, October generally is a super busy month, busiest of the year. You roll in January, into January, early February, I would imagine would be their slowest months this year because Mardi Gras was Valentine's Day weekend, it was super early, and everybody was in New Orleans. So I mean,
We did expect though during holiday season, the numbers to go up, and they did not do that.
I would not expect them to go that far up.
That was an expectation because we didn't track any sales.
That's what I'm saying, 'cause we
before
wouldn't
this, so
have
we didn't know
known.
what the trend would normally be, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I just think, looking back at it, I think, I mean,
And then the other thing you have to be concerned about is, are we negatively impacting our hotel industry by having this tax on there? We may not ever know that.
Right.
Because it just continues to change.
well,
You
no,
know,
I
if
don't
we're
think,
able to get our new hotel up in a year or two, you know, that's gonna impact it.
Well, that was my next comment too. I mean, especially if we bring in more business with the conventions, I don't think it's just gonna help.
And plus, we have another hotel going over by.
Yeah, the Home Two Suites by Home Depot,
Right.
I'm sorry, by Sam's, I'm sorry. So that's gonna help.
and I don't think we'll ever know because if you can't get people to share information, you're not ever gonna know. I mean, if we're just looking for our one perspective.
Since we're on that subject real
Yeah.
quick, I'll just throw this in. I asked Michelle to find out, when you buy from Amazon, you pay sales tax.
Right,
Where's that sales tax go?
Right,
I'll
yeah,
ask her to check on that, and
absolutely.
It comes here.
And, yeah, we get it.
We do, okay, alright. Never thought about that, now you bring it up. What was our budget when I know we were talking about or what was the estimated monthly, money coming in when we were looking at doing the hotel tax, or what did we budget? for?
The number that we budgeted originally was $500,000.
Like for the year, and then,
And so for next year, we're budgeting $478,000.
we did a little over $500,000 last year in that budget year. But this year, what we're thinking is it's gonna be down about 40,000.
Yes, I'm really conservative when I budget though.
mhm.
So, and I explained my methodology, I'm just looking at the last 6 months, basically. The first 2 months were really high, I don't know,
What months were
we'll
those?
find out in a few months if that's gonna
I mean, if it was,
continue.
And I think LSU's success or
Mhm.
failure has a little bit to do with that too.
Yes.
yeah, I agree with
And
that.
then we gotta think about what gas prices,
Mhm.
how's that affecting it as well.
So the first 2 months were April and May, they
Just
were
spring.
$53,000 and $54,000.
What was, June and July, if you don't mind me asking? Or if you're able to kind of tell?
So June was 47 and July was 49.
Yeah. I would imagine summertime.
People leaving town, not coming to town.
Yeah, driving through on the
Right.
interstate, I mean, that's what so we're not doing anything from there, like they won't get for this year,
If
Yeah.
the numbers that we budgeted hold true, we won't have the money to
the
do it.
money to do it.
They'll continue getting what they've already gotten,
Okay.
they just won't get anything more.
But they'll get their, like, the 3% COLA, just not anything
That's
else.
it.
Okay.
I know discussing salaries, we had approved a study on where we fell out among other municipalities.
Mhm.
How did that come back?
We just got it with last
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Oh, so just recently?
Yeah, we just finally got all the numbers.
Any idea, or just too early to say?
It's all over the place. We got some people out there that are doing quite well. And then look at what Baton Rouge did last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's
Yeah.
able to pull it off,
Absolutely.
I don't know how he's gonna give a 38% pay increase to
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
where's it gonna come from, but, yeah, so we're in the process right now trying to figure out how we're gonna disseminate the information.
Okay, good.
Because it's good and bad.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can't be the highest paid person.
Well, the answer's the answer. I mean, it's,
That's the
Yeah.
facts, just the facts.
and you
man.
just look at, yeah, just the facts.
Yeah.
So the
That's all
answer's
we
the
can
answer. I
do.
mean, if we're in line, that's great. You know, if we're not, we have to get there to be
We gotta figure it
competitive. Yeah,
Yes, sir, that's exactly right.
perfect.
I'm sorry, when will we be able to, I know you said, like, y'all had talked to the department heads, and if the numbers actually go up, when would that come around? Do we know?
we would just have to watch
Watch
the
and come-
numbers, how they
okay.
trend, and then make a decision.
Maybe the back.
We've got a full year experience, don't we?
We have 11 months.
11 months, yeah.
We were in the 12th month, right? We're almost there.
Mhm.
Any other questions about that? No.
It's not the answer we're looking for, but it is the answer.
Sounds a lot better than it's turned out.
What page we on?
33, right?
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing,
Okay.
38, 39, goes into what it changes there.
We're at 40 now.
Everything on 40's building maintenance there at the bottom. Some roof repairs that need to be made on that building, and then they need to do some painting. Getting old.
What does DRO stand for?
Dining room?
Differential.
Differential response officer.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Just thinking of building.
no.
You see anything else is really not full, I think. So, stick it out here. Move to, go to highways and streets, for street department, 43. 43, 44. Page 45. Drainage projects, the only thing, engineering fees on the drainage projects. This was Denham, LaSalle, North Street, Elma, one of those has been done. Which one has been done?
Elmer, I believe, right?
Elma.
None of those have been done.
Which one's been done with that?
Railroad.
Oh, well, okay.
But Elmer was done, wasn't it? Not off of Woodcrest.
A while back,
Yeah, I
but
thought
there
we,
was a drainage thing.
This is a different area.
oh, I know,
Okay.
same
It's
street,
still on
okay.
Chad's list.
That's what I was thinking.
And then going back to your little sheet here for the street department, they're asking for 2 riding lawnmowers, computer, and F-250 pickup truck. And then, bottom 48, street lighting.
So street lighting costs have risen over 20% since July. We were paying roughly $15,000 a month, we're up to $18,000 a month now.
What page are we on?
48.
48.
48.
And they're shifting more and more of their maintenance
Right.
to us.
Including the interstate.
Yeah, that was-
Really, including the interstate?
So the 2026 number does include $25,000 in repairs to the interstate lights.
Those big lights.
How are we doing that? I mean,
They gave it to all the cities.
nice.
How we found out was
Hooray, state.
Very generous.
calling, complaining about it. Kept calling, complaining about it. Finally, they said, well, it's y'all's responsibility.
Gee whiz.
And it was given to us in 2013,
Oh,
and it was a letter. And of course, the letter was lost during the
Right.
flood because we didn't have a cloud-based system.
right.
So they finally were able to produce documents, and just now I got the work done this week. I came through there last night,
So it is done now?
It is
Oh,
done.
nice.
I've got a few calls on that.
I'm sure you
So I'll
have.
get back with you.
They're done.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that tonight, so there we go.
And then the LED lighting, got a bid on that's about $250,000 to redo that thing. So, plan
So
that for the
that is
future.
not currently in the budget.
No.
Mm.
Well, if it took, 10 or 15 years to burn out these, high-intensity discharge, we can wait a little while.
Yeah.
You just wanna wait 6 or 8 months, is all you
Yeah.
want.
Actually, 244 days.
Yeah.
That is count, right?
But I got the bid, okay?
You said what was the utility cost?
The
Was
cost
it went
of,
from 15 to 18?
So 15.
So what they're asking us to do is that when we do upgrade the lighting, that we just go to LED, which will help reduce our costs as well.
Not bad.
I'm kind of generous of them, right?
That was very
But
nice
that's
of them.
something that we have to do.
That, I mean, equivalent incandescent to LED is like an 80% reduction
Yeah.
in power demand.
So it makes sense.
It's huge, yeah.
Which is still gotta come up with.
So gotta come up with
Yeah,
a cost to do it.
Not just power demand, but longevity of the
Yeah.
equipment too, they
Sure.
last.
It'll last a lot longer.
Yeah,
I
so
think it's great.
across the
that's
board.
only for
It's just the initial
interstate
cost.
lights, that's
Right.
not for the rest of the lights.
That's not the rest of the lights.
Right, it's just the initial cost, that's the thing.
So they have been replacing those lights for us, right? When we call it energy, because we have a street light out somewhere, aren't they coming out and replacing those?
They will replace the light bulb,
Are we paying for that, or are they?
Yeah, are we being billed for the
but
bulb?
we're paying for the electricity, and they've been putting the bulb up.
Are they putting LEDs in?
No, because they would have to
They're replacing whatever
retrofit.
they have. Sometimes it's a Chinese-made high-intensity discharge.
Like in our neighborhood, if you have a light pole in front of your house like we do,
Yeah.
we pay that bill monthly.
It's like a security light in your subdivision.
We pay that bill, and whenever we call, they come out. Now, all of our light bulbs are different. I don't know if they're using LED or not, because they're all different, but they're still coming out and fixing them, but I realize that y'all are talking about.
Same thing. I mean, it's the same, we got the
Well,
same.
the regular street lights, it's not that way, but you can have your own, you can pay them.
Yeah.
No, our neighborhood, we pay for our streetlights.
The neighborhood, not the individual property.
I got you.
No, she
Well,
said,
everybody's
no.
secure.
Not
It's
like
in
ours.
my neighborhood saying
Ours
you
are
have
streetlights.
6
Yeah,
lights,
there's a
okay?
security
I have a
lights.
light in front of me, you don't have
That
one in
makes
front of
sense,
your
because
house,
those
but he
are
does.
extra
We're
charges.
paying.
Huh.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Worth
to
it.
the
It's
HOA?
like 14
Seems
bucks
like
a
they're
month.
They're worth it,
receptive.
really are.
It was just, that's the way it was established.
Okay.
You have it in your,
Like if I'm paying a bill and you're not, I'm complaining.
The way it was explained to me is that the lights in the neighborhood, they're split between all the residents of the neighborhood.
No,
You see it specifically on your bill as a separate
But
line.
when her subdivision was built, the developer made them security lights. It just happened to look like a street light.
Yeah, it looks like a street light, but it
each
is
individual
actually a
house
security
has
light
its
on it.
own building. Of course, they got better lighting than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
wait,
all right,
We live.
interesting.
health expenditures here, council on aging.
mosquito spray, when are you planning on starting for the year?
I was gonna, I'm gonna skip this year. No, It's about time. You got a problem?
I'm seeing them. I'm not saying, I'm not advocating, I'm just asking when.
Send her all.
He's got those Riviera mosquitoes.
They come with the fancy streetlights.
Right.
Yeah, really.
That's right.
Maybe they change those Bud lights for you.
So maybe May, maybe we're starting in May.
Bug.
I'm gonna text him right now.
Okay, moving along here. Right. Page 51 is culture and recreation. That's the same thing we're talking about. 52, 53, there's nothing. We're getting a new train, at least that's what we're budgeting for, a new train at Train Station Park. We're trying to spruce up Train Station Park, so about $30,000 is in the budget for. And your Kids Corner Playland, got some money there, I think that's gonna need some more work.
Mhm.
55, 56, now we move to 57. Do we need to talk about anything on 57?
No, we can talk about that when we get to the road projects.
All right, the utility fund. All right, so 2.5% CPI, Michelle said it's actually more than that, but we're looking at a 2.5% increase now.
Mhm.
If that CPI number stays at 3.3, are we obligated to that 3.3? When would that kick in?
It'll kick in July. So we'll use whatever April's number is and it'll begin in July.
And that's for all utilities. Will there be a letter that goes in the,
Normally, we don't send one, but we could, I guess. We never have.
I'd like to, I mean, if we're gonna send a letter that explains that we have an increase, I'd like to also in the letter put, like, what, well, why, of course, but at the bottom, if we could put them with, something that explains what the fees are too. Because so many people ask that, and it just kinda,
What do you mean?
like, they'll ask, what, this usage fee, what does it go to? The breakdown is just what, like, the gas cost is, so it will cost that, you know, I mean, because they just see it listed, and,
and I'll give you, for instance, like, let's just take my neighborhood HOA. It's always the same amount. And all of a sudden, he's gonna open the bill, the treasurer's gonna open the bill and go, what the heck happened? Why did it go up? We're not doing anything
Yeah.
different. And so then they don't know.
like, when gas costs, they don't even really think, I mean, it's like, yeah, the gas cost went up, but what is the usage fee? Oh, you're charging me, they don't know.
The availability.
Yeah, the availability is when you get a call, oh, because it's available, it's like, no, we're not trying to.
I think if we just kind of explain it and set
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
stage
saying.
that, you know, this has always been in place,
Right.
it's the CPI adjusts, we adjust, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going up 3%.
Yeah.
Starting July 1st or whatever.
Is that 3% a portion of the individual residence total? In other words, if it's let's say that it's a 3% CPI, or you got 2.5 here, is it fair to say that $100 expense becomes $102.50?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But we wouldn't be able to send the letters out in advance, they would have to be with the first bill. There's not time in between.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with going out with the first bill.
Whether or not everybody reads that is another question.
But at least you did it.
But at least
You
we
made the
did it,
effort
yeah.
to communicate that this is.
And
what's
hopefully,
going
like, if they're talking to their neighbor, maybe their neighbor read it
Yeah,
and can say, hey, Jim.
Yeah.
yeah, it's better to.
Yeah, but I'd rather make the effort.
Get some time to get the pitchforks and come on down here.
Yes. They find those quick, so.
Gotta get in line, huh?
But I think this is the right way that we did it a long time ago,
Yeah.
was just to go ahead and put it in place in
I
ordinance.
agree.
Yeah, and while we're talking about that, we might as well talk about sewer fees.
I don't
Okay.
have my information together, but sewer loses money every year, anywhere from
Yes.
$100,000 to $500,000. So we need to have a discussion about increasing sewer fees beyond what the CPI is.
Anybody want to start that discussion?
I know something else I discussed a while back, when we talked about the impact fees. And I talked to Eddie Idell, he said there was a study done, and that the impact fees for, it was actually not adequate.
Right.
So we need to visit that as well, because,
Yeah,
you know,
our
we
way of.
talked about, I mean, do we go up in increments? No, I mean, it costs what it costs. I mean, that was, when we did this, it was to pass that on to the developers. So I think while we're talking about it, we need to discuss both of those.
We
I mean,
would
it's-
like to tie the impact fees to CPI also, currently they're not.
Oh, yeah,
But
that's.
that's an internal discussion that we've been having as well.
Rick?
For what it's worth, I don't know what the city charges, but I know what I pay. I live in the parish, and it's a private industry. It's a private company that manages our wastewater. It's like $65, $70 a month.
Yeah, our rates.
And that went, it skyrocketed when they took over, so that they could get the plant back in operation, they could upgrade, you know, and get it maintained, but it's been that way for quite some time.
Right.
My guess is it's been maintained well enough.
We're definitely lower than.
Yeah, inside the city limits, our sewer usage rate is $13.84. Outside
It's
the
like, that's
city
it.
limits, or in the sewer district, it's $27. Sewer District 2 for the parish, which is what Rick's talking about, is $40.
I'm actually Central States wastewater, Magnolia Water, yeah.
Well, Livingston Parish Sewer District 2 is $39.63.
I really think part of it too is when people open their bill, they don't think of it as 4 bills. I mean, cause it's, you know, so they just see that one chunk and they're like, oh my God, but it's,
Well,
Really?
you know, I mean, if you're opening that bill, you've got gas on there along with everything else.
Yeah,
You're just going
gas,
through a
water,
very cold
sewage.
spell. Yeah.
right.
Right.
No.
No, it does. Or a drought in the summer and you're just watering them flowers, like
For just your user fee or for usage
That's-
also?
That's flat out, that's the monthly rate, $69.46.
So you don't get charged separately for usage?
Because it's a separate,
Mhm.
Ward 2 water, Walker gas, and then CSWR,
Yeah.
$69.46.
That's for sewer.
Sewer only.
When it comes to sewer impact fee, I mean, the cost is the cost. It's not, I mean, we just gotta,
Well, that's kind of, I think, what our intention was to begin with.
Mhm.
we gotta,
It was.
whatever it is, we gotta pass it on. It's,
Right.
Yeah, we
It costs what
haven't
it costs.
increased our impact fees in 10
Years.
plus years, it's been a while.
Well, I think we definitely need to look at that. And we need to
Absolutely.
Set it based upon the CPI
Yeah.
too, so, we're not falling behind again.
It's
Is
like-
that enough to bring us up to?
well, with the impact fees, if we don't go with the impact fees to reflect the actual cost, then when someone builds a subdivision, it's gonna get passed back on to the original users, because it is what it is. So we definitely need to make sure that we're there.
But I mean, it's always lost money, so it's not just the building trends that we have now, it's just always lost money. It's
Yeah,
time
sewer's
to,
always, since
yeah,
I've been here.
It's
Yeah.
time to not lose money.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
impact fees need to go, but unfortunately, we're still gonna have to increase costs, which none of us
Why
wanna
don't
do.
you get 2 volunteers from the council to serve on a committee with Michelle and, BJ and come up with some recommendations?
I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, I'd be
Who else
happy
would
to.
like to do that?
I can- We'd be happy to do it.
Any other, comments, questions about that? Moving here. Gas department. Gas department. As far as asking for equipment and things of that nature, just so you know, we got sheets for there too.
What page are we on now, Jeff?
What's that?
What page are we on now?
We're on 62, 63. We didn't really cover the gas department, expenses and requests and things. If we're just looking at the 26-27 proposed budget, you have those upgrades for Old Hammond Highway. We know when that money's gonna have to be spent for that. Yeah, $1 million.
No, they're finishing phase 2 or segment 2 now. This is for the next segment, I think it's 1, they're not doing them in order. But they don't have all the right of way acquired that's needed to work on this, so we haven't even started it.
I know that he's lost quite a few, employees.
He's had a lot of turnover.
Has he hired anybody new recently?
He currently has.
Are we losing them because of pay?
Yes,
We just posted a job,
we are.
saw that.
I saw comments saying you gotta pay a lot more than that.
So you did on the top of your head, where we cut out on the gas department?
I'm
As
sorry.
far as
Either
the-
2 or 3.
It's the private industry is killing it.
Yeah, Jeff,
It's not
private
municipalities, and that's what's killing us.
Yeah.
private
We're training
industry's
them to work over
paying
there.
double,
Well, yeah.
and vehicles,
And
better
that's-
insurance, like, we cannot,
Absolutely.
That's
So
the-
these
But,
things you gotta
you
do-
know,
yeah,
we're nowhere
cost of the
close.
cost, you gotta keep them,
I mean, it's
and this is the
pitiful.
Was that
cost of
pay
industry not
comparison study?
Yep.
seen it.
People
We've got
who
work to solve it.
utility department.
I developed and
Okay.
wrote training program, just
I
like
think we're gonna need to have another meeting just to talk.
industry across the board.
I agree.
Well, you that's Scottish too.
That,
No one across
Study.
the industry is really developing, and we're
compared
Yeah, we
to.
do
We're
need
training-
some time to get.
we're training for
started.
survival and not proficiency, so we're skilling for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, it addresses
That's the
the
market.
pay and it addresses the benefits.
All right, so looking through, the gas department's request, if you look at those, if you have any questions about any of those things, 150, track of the metal buildings, is that old blue building over there that's, where's that building that they're gonna replace?
It's over near the water tower.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Almost on the corner. Almost on the corner.
Yeah, the building needs to be replaced.
Yes.
20 years.
Amazed that building's still standing.
I'm not trying to get in your space here, I'm just trying to spread out.
No, look, I know.
Okay.
We're
Two
trying to.
bigger tables.
Okay.
Water department, gonna paint the water tower?
The brick, yes.
And how are they gonna paint that water tower? That they will put on that primer, primer,
Spray paint.
Yeah. will we put any type of lettering, mural,
yeah.
anything on it?
Not yet.
Okay.
We ain't got that far yet. We just had time, sorry.
Any questions about any of these things? The
Seems
sewer
like a
water?
wrap would be a reasonable option, the way they wrap automobiles versus custom paint jobs.
Might be,
It may be too hard that far in the air.
Maybe so.
be a huge round.
Big sale.
It would be a big wrap, but I'm shocked at how reasonably priced.
Oh, I know, to
it
wrap a
is
vehicle.
To completely
Mhm.
cover an F-250.
No, it's amazing.
Texarkana, right off the interstate, their water tower is, I don't remember anything else about Texarkana, but I remember that water tower, because it has this just fantastic, painting on the water tower and all, and welcome to Texarkana.
Oh.
That's an impression that you get right away from that.
Especially if you see it from the interstate.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
It just is almost an invitation to come look at our city.
Yeah.
I always thought that we underutilized that billboard.
Yeah, it is basically.
Yeah, it is a billboard.
Yeah.
that holds water.
Okay.
All right, motor pool, they need an F-250 truck and a scissor. Okay. The GIS mapping into the gas system, you wanna talk about that? Just like the mapping our gas
Up
system.
in the gas
bring up.
system, Alvin Fairford's office is doing that for us.
Yeah, I think that, it's beneficial not only for utilities, but also the fire department as well, to have that information. Okay, moving through page 67 to 68. You wanna talk about the meters, the automated meters and anything like that?
Those aren't included in this
Well, I know
budget.
they're not, but is that something you wanna just bring it back to date on? We just, it's still out there?
Well, when we started the conversation, it was about $3.5 million, now it's closer to
Yeah.
9.
Oh, my gosh.
So that's why it's not in the budget.
Yeah, so if we decide to move forward with it at some point, we gotta figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah. So that's one of those things we want to increase
Well,
prices for.
I definitely think we need to head down that road, but one of the things, doing it in phases. Was that part of the discussion or?
No, we just, the cost really just continues to go up every time we do have a conversation with them. And we can do, so we talked about, this is one of the things that Michelle and I talked about, was doing just water and not gas. Well, the problem is you still gotta have the meter readers. And see, that's about 250 to 300,000 bucks a year that we would save.
Right,
So if you can't get rid of them altogether, then
right.
that's one of the biggest things that we have to have.
It is a big cost. I also know that, like, especially with water, it does drive other technology to be able to detect leaks and, shift and change.
Of
So,
course, yeah.
so it's good stuff,
It's
but
a great
three,
program.
3.5 million is a
But
lot
it's a lot different, but it's close to 9. Now, we had 4.5 million in the budget before it disappeared last week.
How many meters?
5.5 million.
I didn't bring that information.
You don't even know roughly what it is?
Something like it was
I forget
70,000
the
or something.
household.
Set how
Yeah.
much?
Like 7,000 or 8,000
That seems right.
between water and gas.
It's more than that.
Was it?
Yeah, that may just be in the city limits.
No, we were gonna go, I think, well, we were gonna try to go all the way out.
But yeah, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it all. It doesn't make sense otherwise.
And then, there's only one company out there that can do a turnkey. Everybody else, you have to use different vendors.
Wow.
And so then you run into, I know there's another water company that just went through a similar transition. And then you got one guy blaming the other guy for this, that, and the other thing, and it's just a big cluster trying to get it all put back together. That's why I thought the single vendor would be the best way to go. But now it's just one call, right?
What
Yeah.
is there, I'm just curious, what if I find the right solution and train our people and it costs us a third of what we're talking about? Is that legal?
Probably not. If you get compensated for it.
No, I don't, I'm not for me to be compensated. If I'm not compensated, is it illegal?
You know what, that might be an ethics question we have to get answered for you. So if you have an
I hope
idea,
it
just, let's talk about it later.
Yeah, cool. All right,
So
Oh,
Robert,
yeah.
I don't have meter numbers, but I have customer numbers. They should be fairly close.
yeah, okay.
For gas, we have 6,700 customers.
Okay.
And water, 9,300.
50,000.
Well, a lot of those are probably duplicated, right? For instance, I'm a gas customer and a water customer.
But you gotta have two meters.
You have to.
You gotta have two
But
sending units.
Yeah, well, I thought you were just looking at the raw customer number.
Right, but if you have water and gas, you're included in each number.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to have a
Also,
meter for each one.
I would
Separate
say
meters.
any apartments and stuff, if you have an apartment, or if you have like, I mean, it could still be under one customer, some of the, I mean, there may be more meters, is what I'm trying to say, cause if you have like a duplex, maybe it's all under one
Right,
customer,
right. The
That's
numbers
but
are
there's
not
5
gonna be
meters
one for
there,
one.
yeah. So really, there could be quite a few more meters than customers,
There's a whole lot that goes into it. I'm
yeah,
telling
yeah.
you. Then how do you finance it, that way? Pay cash, you try to finance it, you do a lease purchase.
It's not like a deep discussion in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
How long have we been talking about this? Since 2014?
Yeah.
When I took office,
Yeah.
and haven't got it resolved yet. Of course, we had a little detour with flood and everything.
Just a little.
But that's, yeah, makes sense.
Moving on, really not much, after the 78, so we're doing the 79. 79, you see that federal grant, I'm sorry, yeah, 79. That's related to the pregnant well work, which should be about done. Yes. 80, 81. You want to say anything about 81 about the impact fees?
Impact fees, they're up this year just because of some large developments, the housing authorities impact fee, and then that RV park.
Right.
So those are the only.
Motor pool, 82, 83. We already talked about what he asked for, which was the F-250 truck. That's soon, so there's okay. 86, 87. I'm going too fast.
The F-250 machine tool is on this year.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I took the wrong paper. Yep.
A little less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, next year he just wants fuel pumps.
Yeah, with those things,
Oh,
you have to put 400 and that's doing the work. Just saying, just like put around to
Doesn't know what.
at least we got a cover over it finally. Well, left.
Laura said you wanted to wait
Glass
out.
ball.
Right.
The cover over the gas pump.
Yes,
She waited for you to leave.
yeah. Me leave, stood out in the rain. 87, 88. Here, 89 is, road transfer credit revenue, we'll talk about that.
For the road transfer credit revenue, the road transfer credits are the monies that we received when we took in Centerville and Cochrane. There's $173,500 that we've not yet spent. We'll apply that to the work that's being done on Centerville.
Does everybody know what's being done on Centerville?
88, the compliant sidewalk, bicycle path, new water lines, resurface the road. So we'll have all the schools connected by sidewalk except natural.
I was gonna say, so that's on the north,
We'll go from River Road all the way to the school.
but on the north side of Centerville, going,
Mm-hmm, north side.
North side, that's correct.
Get the Dodge, when I'm taking my walking dog, I'm walking, we'll get those in. Okay. With the speed revenue, not much there. 92, 93 is cemetery revenue. Yeah. Not a whole lot of space left in the cemetery.
how many plots do we have left?
150 maybe?
Yeah, I was supposed to have that, yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, it's
And the
just,
people
are
that-
they all single at this point, or do you have any doubles?
There's some, but they're sporadic,
So,
not very many.
so those have not been accounted for, in other words, nobody's,
Correct.
right, not reserved in any way.
Nobody's dying to get there.
Hey,
No, they-
I'm gonna get one.
1335 is the market.
no, it's, yeah,
Tax title license and extended warranty.
You know, I'm afraid of it.
No returns.
You heard what he said.
Just cream it in smaller pieces.
Now you can put, now you can
They
have two
just get
people.
one and then
Everybody's down, you can-
put four
One at a
remains.
time.
Two people in there.
Yeah, I mean, like one flight, four remains.
There you go.
Put
You can do
two
two in
urns
one.
or one urn of gas.
Yeah, one, two?
You can do two in one plot, or you could do a full, you could do a full casket and a cremation.
That's
In
what-
Japan, they go,
Or you can buy labels too.
Yeah, that's right.
do they?
My parents just bought one.
After so many years.
All right, what's next?
Okay,
Get this party started.
all right, we talked about the rest of this. Any questions about anything to do with, budget?
All kinds of good.
I've been doing this for weeks, I just want you to know.
Sometimes we have two budget meetings, and sometimes we only have one, if there's not a need for a second. I'll leave that up to you all to tell me if you think we need a second meeting. There's really no,
The only anticipated changes would be maybe to decrease health insurance slightly,
Decrease.
if we can get Blue Cross to present us with some alternatives that are acceptable.
There was some pretty significant things at the beginning that you said were estimates because we haven't gotten a quote yet.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance, general
Is that
liability,
insurance? Okay.
but we won't have that until the end of June.
That won't go back and
we
tackle.
won't do
We
any
estimate
more.
that every year.
Yeah.
Do you wanna try and tackle somewhat of the sewer
The sewer?
issue before budget time, so that they could go ahead and meet and get together and try and do something within the
Sure.
next?
I don't know if you have time.
Do we have time?
And, but that doesn't have to be done for y'all without the budget. They
Okay.
can increase the fees at any point.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I think we'll have to eventually come back with that report, and then we'll also have to, comparison of the salary. That'll have to be meeting too, but that should be part of our regular meeting. So the question is, do you want an additional budget meeting? We need one. You think we'll just do a roll call vote? What do you think? If you think yes, say yes, no, no.
Dugas,
Yeah.
Gilbert,
Well, I guess that's up for discussion. We don't really see any major changes. We can always call for something later to revisit.
Yeah.
So then I'm okay now.
Lamb Williams,
I agree. I'm
Yeah,
okay with no, but if something else comes up, I'm
Yeah.
perfectly
Yeah.
willing to meet again. And
absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
if any dramatic changes or any, significant changes, you definitely need another meeting.
We don't want to meet just to meet. We want to meet if we have a reason to meet.
Yes. Full votes, yes.
okay.
Wait, what if I say I'm not bringing cookies next time? Does that
No.
count?
Well, then do it.
Wesley,
No.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Lynn Williams, full second.
Second?
All,
Dugas, Gilbert.
Yes.
Lamb Williams.
Yes.
Poole, Wesley.
you are adjourned.
So I see y'all got your invitation for the mayor's purpose.
I did. Sure did. I'll be there.
AM.